Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle, a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University. I'm Reagan Meyer.
I'm Elijah Johnson. This past Thursday, Dr. Trey Orndorff, Dr. Alden Bass, and Dr. Chris Rosser hosted a conspiracy theory event focusing on QAnon. This theory has become more relevant than ever in light of the recent election. All three professors wanted to help students understand what it meant and what that looked like from a Christian perspective. Samantha Nelson has more.
Experiments, research, and hypotheses are typical discussion topics on campus, but what about conspiracy theories? Dr. Alden Bass, Dr. Chris Rosser, and Dr. Trey Orndorff hosted an event this past Thursday to teach their students about the popular conspiracy theory, QAnon. This theory centers around politics, so explained Dr. Orndorff.
So specifically the Q conspiracy theory. So QAnon is a conspiracy theory that suggests that there's this high-ranking official, maybe President Trump himself, who posts things on kind of these obscure message boards, social media sites, and that there's going to be this kind of big great awakening, and the deep state, which is controlled by pedophiles and cannibals, is going to crash down, and we're going to arrest Hillary Clinton, and truth, justice, and the American way will come out on the other side.
QAnon may also play an interesting role in the upcoming election.
So, for example, Donald Trump has regularly tweeted, or retweeted, I should say, links to conspiracy theorists.
This event sought to inform students about the conspiracy theory and how Christians should view it in light of their religion. Dr. Rosser, Dr. Bass, and Dr. Orndorff each took to the podium to discuss an aspect of the theory within their field. For his part, Dr. Orndorff said that this event was made to help students decipher the truth.
Well, I think a lot of individuals don't really understand how to parse out what's true from what's false. Like, how do we think about media dissemination? Kind of part of what you're trying to do. You're trying to produce true and accurate things. How does somebody, though, consume and recognize what's true or inaccurate? So our goal tonight is to try to help give students a basis for what makes a conspiracy theory, and we'll look specifically at one, the QAnon, and then how can I tell if something is or not? How do I kind of be a better consumer of information?
The theory may not be true, but its impact is real. Oklahoma Christian staff and faculty members will do their best to help students find the truth and seek God. This is Samantha Nelson reporting for Eagle Angle.
The Black Student Union on campus teamed up with Oklahoma Christian's literary journal Soundings to host an open mic night last Friday at 7 p.m. Students could take the stage and perform anything they desired. Some students showed off their musical talents, while others performed spoken word or poetry. One student even read a video game script. This event was the first of its kind for BSU and Soundings, sparking a unique collaboration that brought many students together.
This week, Oklahoma Christian will perform another band concert, which is a short turnaround after its jazz concert that premiered on the 8th. This symphonic concert will take place this Sunday at 2 p.m. Students can attend for free to watch their peers show off months of hard work. It will be hosted in a pavilion in Lawson Commons, so attendees are encouraged to bring lawn chairs while watching the performance. A live stream of the event will be posted so that family members and friends off campus can still enjoy the event.
Oklahoma Christian's graphic design program has recently been in the spotlight after senior J.C. McDaniels won a spot in a national art and design journal, Creative Quarterly. Samantha Nelson has the story.
Earlier this month, senior J.C. McDaniels brought Oklahoma Christian's graphic design program to the forefront of everyone's minds when she won a spot in the Creative Quarterly. Her piece was a book cover for Daisy Jones and the Six. It had not only looked interesting enough to be picked up from the shelf, but also broke boundaries by switching the hierarchy of text over an image. It won out over 131 other submissions. When asked about her success, McDaniels explained what this honor meant to her.
It was just really cool to be picked among all of these other great designers and artists. It was really meaningful to know that somebody saw my work and thought that it was good enough to be in this, and it resonated with them.
Awards are great for bringing publicity, but Professor Michael O'Keefe argued that the most important part of Oklahoma Christian's graphic design program is helping the students get jobs after graduation. The program, O'Keefe continued, teaches students skills that go beyond any singular field.
Our program is more versatile, so you have a background in advertising, graphic design, illustration, web design, copywriting, basic marketing, and then you can go ahead and get additional training in things like 3D modeling and animation, or photography and videography, or marketing. And because of that, our students do great in the marketplace. In fact, the larger the market, the better they do, because it's unusual for a person to have that much versatility.
Two senior graphic design students, Grace Green and Caleb Anderson, said that the graphic design program was never easy, but it's well worth it.
You know, they're hard classes, but I'm learning things that are going to be super useful for me in my career in the future. So it's just a good program that does its job well.
Just because you think it's easy doesn't mean it is, because it isn't at all. Even if you're inclined that way, where you have some talent, where you can do that stuff well, the program is challenging enough where it's not going to be a walk through the park at all. So,
within the graphic design field, Oklahoma Christian students continue to succeed, grow, and amaze. Reporting for Eagle Angle, I'm Samantha Nelson.
If you have any stories that you want us to report on, please send an email to our producer at will.hadley@eagles.oc.edu. Now for national news. Democrats try to get Amy Coney Barrett to tip her hand on issues like Affordable Care Act, abortion rights, and a potential dispute in the upcoming election. But the Supreme Court nominee declined, citing the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's approach to her 1993 hearings. No hints, no previews. Karen Kafa reports.
Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett seeking to assure senators she'll maintain judicial independence.
I made no promises to anyone. I have no agenda.
Just 3 weeks before Election Day, Barrett faced questions from members of the Senate Judiciary Committee about possible election-related disputes involving the president who nominated her.
Are you able to commit to recuse yourself from disputes that arise out of the 2020 presidential election?
I will apply the factors that other justices have before me in determining whether the circumstances require my recusal or not.
And the Affordable Care Act at the center of a case to be argued on November 10th.
135 million Americans with pre-existing conditions are now depending on the protections of the Affordable Care Act. What weight would you give that?
I can't really give you the kind of commitment or pre-commitment that you're asking from me.
Judge Barrett also declined to preview how she might rule on cases involving abortion rights.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe can and should be overturned by the Supreme Court?
I can't express views on cases or pre-commit to approaching a case any particular way.
She got personal, describing discussions she had with her husband about her nomination.
We had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side?
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
With just weeks to go until Election Day, Joe Biden and President Donald Trump are ramping up their campaigns. Both men visiting key battleground states on Monday. Reed Binion reports.
President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden hitting the campaign trail hard Monday.
I will govern as an American president.
Biden pushing a bipartisan message in the Rust Belt battleground state of Ohio, where Trump won handily in 2016.
There will be no blue states and red states with me. It's one America. I'll work with Democrats and Republicans. I'll work as hard for those who vote against me as those who voted for me.
Trump in Florida, hitting the trail for the first time since his coronavirus diagnosis.
I went through it. Now they say I'm immune. I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience. I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and them.
There's no evidence to back up the president's claim that he's now immune to the coronavirus. But White House physician Dr. Sean Conley did say Trump tested negative for COVID-19 on consecutive days. Trump also pushing back on criticism of his handling of the pandemic.
Under my leadership, we're delivering a safe vaccine and a rapid recovery like nobody can even believe.
But just hours after Trump spoke, a delay for one vaccine in development. Johnson & Johnson pausing the advanced clinical trial of its experimental vaccine because of an unexplained illness in a volunteer. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
A Minnesota couple made a unique discovery while exploring a remote beach. It's something that was meant to be discovered and it had been waiting for years. Natalie Grant has the story.
Over the past several weeks, people have been flocking to the shores of Lake Superior to catch a glimpse at the fall colors. For Lynn and Mike Bebo, that meant a short drive from their home in Ashland to the shores near the Apostle Islands.
We went up near Cornucopia and Herbster, and we went to a very remote beach location.
It was there that they stumbled upon an unusual object.
I noticed a little colored piece of wood buried in the sand about 20 feet from the water.
They uncovered a small wooden boat painted red, white, and blue, preserved in the sand.
I thought it might be a net buoy or a net float that had broken loose from a commercial fisherman's net or something, and I thought, this is a pretty cool thing to find on the beach. And when I dug it out and then kind of washed it off, I was really surprised.
On its bottom, the boat has a message. I am traveling to the ocean. Please put me back in the water, with an address to a classroom across the shore in Duluth.
We didn't know how long it had been out there. We certainly didn't think it was 27 years.
That address was to Bonnie Furch and Brenda Schell's second grade class at Lakewood Elementary in 1993.
Brenda had a friend who made the boats, and we had her class paint them. And then at the end of the year, we would take a field trip, and we went to the Brighton Beach, and we let the boats go with their class.
They were learning about currents and the connection between the Great Lakes and the ocean. Furch says that this is not the first time the boat has been found.
I think it was somewhere up on the North Shore, like the Beaver Bay, and who found it, put another coating on it to help preserve it and set it back in the water.
The Bebos are happy to be the second people to release it back into the lake so that it can continue on its journey to the ocean and leave them with a story to tell.
You know, we like to just find remote places and just see what we discover. And this was by far the coolest discovery ever.
A reminder to take the road less traveled. You never know what you're going to find.
That'll be all for this week's national news. Stay tuned because after the break, Daniel Hart has your Eagle Angle weather report.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk. No matter what you're going through, I just want you to know I'm here. I've got your back.
When you want to talk, I'm here.
thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Good day, Oklahoma. If you're looking to be somewhere sunny and 75 degrees, look no further than your backyard this week. I'm Daniel Hart here with your Eagle Angle weather report. It is currently 90 degrees and sunny here in Edmond. Here is what your weather around Oklahoma was like today. In Sallisaw, we had a high of 83 degrees. Tulsa had a high of 86. Ada had a high of 85. Both Durant and Oklahoma City had a high of 89. And Ardmore had a high of 87. And if we move more towards the west side of the state of Oklahoma, we get into the 90s. Lawton had a high of 94. Altus at 98, and Elk City and Guymon both at 95. And now for tonight's temperatures. Tonight is going to be 66 degrees with some winds coming in from the northeast at 20 miles an hour. And humidity is going to be up at 46%. This is what our weekend is going to look like. This weekend is going to be partly cloudy in the mid and low 70s. And we do expect some winds from 15 to 20 miles an hour. And finally, here is your 5-day forecast. Thursday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 41. Now, Friday is going to be sunny with a high of 69 and a low of 52. That sunny weather is going to carry on to Saturday with a high of 77 and a low of 58. And then again, Sunday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 55. And then finally, Monday is also going to be partly cloudy with a high of 72 and a low of 50. And that's all for your Eagle Angle weather report. Stay tuned for JoJo Martinez in the Entertainment Corner.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Good evening, I'm Jojo Martinez, here to bring you Hollywood's latest in the entertainment corner. Moviegoers and history buffs have much to look forward to after yesterday's announcement about director Ridley Scott's next film. The Hollywood Reporter stated that the veteran director will be teaming up with recent Oscar-winning Joaquin Phoenix for a drama about Napoleon Bonaparte. The film's title is Kickbag and is in early development, hoping to begin production next year. Many fans of the great Stanley Kubrick are speculating on whether or not the film will be similar to what is little known about Kubrick's canceled film about Napoleon. Making headlines yesterday, Apple's second live event gave users a glimpse at the all-new iPhone and what looks like to be a new era for smartphones. The iPhone 12 and 12 mini were released, and some of the noteworthy features include the A14 Bionic dual camera system, Super Retina XDR display with the ceramic shield front cover, iOS 14, 5G ready, and more. As far as price goes, the iPhone 12 is set to cost $829 and around $729 for the iPhone 12 mini. Both phones are set to release on Friday, October 16th. Despite Christopher Nolan's latest mind-bending film Tenet drumming up some much-needed business for the American box office, some highly anticipated upcoming films are being delayed. Recently, it was announced that both Wonder Woman 1984, Dune, and the latest James Bond film, No Time to Die, are being pushed back for a 2020 release. This is bad news for theaters, as the typical summer of blockbusters may just be a bust. It's unlikely that any of these high-budgeted films will go straight on to video on demand or a streaming service. As Disney states, they experienced an abnormal amount of video piracy following the release of Mulan. That will be all for this edition of the Entertainment Corner. But before we go, we'd like to wish Paul Simon a happy 79th birthday. And now to the desk for sports.
Thanks, JoJo. The girls' golf team participated in the Sidney Cox Invitational on Monday and Tuesday. The Lady Eagles were led by junior Shaylee Gold, who finished the tournament an even par of 142. Gold would be one of two women in the 62-player field to finish even par or better. Also, finishing in the top 10 was sophomore Alexandria Bennett, who shot a 149 and tied for 7th in the 62-player field. This ties for her best finish of her career. The Eagles played individually, but if they had played as a team, they would have tied with Texas Wesleyan for the first place title. As for the guys' golf team, they participated in the Bubba Barnett tournament on Monday and Tuesday. The Eagles were led by freshman Matteo Pulsini and sophomore Alejandro Armijo on day 2 of the tournament, helping the Eagles place 5th in the Division I tournament. Two-time Division II All-American Trevor Norby led the Eagles in the tournament, placing 14th individually out of the 241-player field. OC will wrap up its final schedule next Monday and Tuesday in the Jerry Hearnshire Invitational in Duncan, Oklahoma. On Sunday, the Los Angeles Lakers won their 17th championship in franchise history by beating the Miami Heat 106-93 in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Lakers were led by LeBron James, who had a triple-double in Game 6. LeBron would earn his 4th NBA championship of his 17-year career. He would also get his 4th NBA Finals MVP award, putting him in company with Michael Jordan as one of the only players to win 4 or more final MVP awards. The Lakers will celebrate this NBA championship in honor of the great Kobe Bryant, who passed away earlier this year. We would like to say congratulations to the Lakers organization. That's all we have for this week's Eagle Angle Sports Report. We'll see you after this short break.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Staring contest!
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
We here at Eagle Media would like to thank our two wonderful producers, Will Hadley and Samantha Nelson, along with our director, Blake Mayfield, for all their hard work and commitment.
We'd also like to give a huge shout out to our dedicated production team behind the scenes. Many students give their time and energy to put on an excellent show for the campus of Oklahoma Christian University.
And we'd also like to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in every week to Eagle Angle.
Where's your campus?
Your news. Good night.